Yeah, my name is Anton Betten. I'm an associate professor of mathematics at Colorado State University, and I get my PhD in Germany, which is also my home country. I did a postdoc in Australia, working with Cheryl Prager, and I accepted a tenure-track position at Colorado State University about 8 years ago. I'm now a tenured professor, and I enjoy. You see, there is a very old kind of mathematics, geometry. And so the question is, why do we still study this? We should know everything already. 2,000 years ago already we start. Why do we still need to study? And so I tell the people that nowadays, maybe 200 years ago, we start new arithmetic with finite fields. So people like Gauss or Galois were introducing a new kind of arithmetic. And nowadays, in the age of information theory, we're using these finite fields for purposes like cryptography, coding theory. And so we're studying geometry over a completely different field, different setting. And the mathematics is completely different from the traditional geometry. Nowadays, we can use computers to examine and find new interesting objects. And so I like to do this kind of mathematics where we revisit classical theorems and interpret in a new way. So nowadays the information science really depends on this kind of new mathematics. As I said, we try to revisit classical theorems in geometry, and we find the new objects by, I call this the reverse engineering. We take a classical object in mathematics, we analyze the properties, we put the axioms according to the properties, and the reverse engineering means now let's classify everything in mathematics that fits these objects. Of course, because we chose the axioms that way, the original object will be found again, but in many cases we find other interesting objects that we did not know existed before. What is fascinating is, if you, with your computer, are able to find something new that hasn't been known before. You're using your computer, the computer produces data and it shows you that there is a new object. It's like trying to find gold, let's say. You're digging through a lot of dust and suddenly you can find something. And that's when it gets exciting. When you found something, because that's just the beginning. It's not the end. This is the beginning. Once you found something, the question is, where did this piece come from? Now you could say, well, it's just a coincidence. But I don't believe in the coincidence. I want to know the reason why this object came from. In the perfect world, or the goal for me would be to explain, to give a construction why this object is there, and have this construction produce more. Not only can you find one thing, you find more, maybe possibly infinitely many. This is fascinating. The Japanese student will not say, no, I don't know this. So as a teacher, it is very important that you know your student know this or they don't know this. So if you ask the question in the lecture, do you know this? No one will say no. They will rather not say anything. And some of them, they will say, yes, I will know that. That is a little bit misleading, because as a teacher, you want to know, do you really understand this? Because if you don't understand this, then I can help you. I can teach more about this, and then we can go on. So one big issue is to find out, sometimes you need to be open. I don't know this. It's okay. There are many things I don't know. And it is more productive. The teacher needs to know where you are. The teacher can pick you up from where you are and take you somewhere. The problem is the language in the beginning. First, you need to get used to the different tone. English is sounds very different from Japanese. I have an advantage. As a German, maybe English is a little closer. I tell you this, English was not my favorite subject at high school. I was very bad. So we need to work hard and try to listen to the English music, for instance, and or watch the English or American TV movies and get the sound. And once you lose the shyness, I think you have a good chance to be successful when you go to a conference. Don't sit in the back. Go in the front, talk to the people, and get involved. Japanese people can be very successful. I think it's a very interesting idea to do this, because you get to see someone more closely. A visitor at my department, a visitor comes, gives a talk, and goes. Maybe you have a chance to go for dinner, but you don't get much to interact. So here, I expect that the students will come and talk to me some question, because I gave a very difficult homework assignment. And they were very hardworking. And this is very good. I like that when they start speaking.